What's up guys, Alex Leveto. Thanks for coming back to the channel. Today we're going to be talking about the top 10 leadership traits that I use in my businesses. So over time, I've learned how to become a leader throughout my 4.5 years of being in real estate and throughout my previous time being in network marketing, leading a team there. And I've taken those principles and wanted to kind of condense this down into one video for you guys so you guys could learn just what kind of principles I use in my leadership role at our company, our different businesses, so I could share that with you guys. So just from being mentored and having a mentor, I've learned that a very crucial thing to really know if you're a leader and to know what a leadership role will actually take is to take a DISC test. A DISC test is basically a personality test that breaks it down into 4 different categories. So basically the D stands for dominant, I stands for influential, S stands for steadiness, and C stands for compliance. Now each one is going to be explained throughout the test, but the D is basically dominance, meaning that you're a leader, that you like to get things done quickly, like to push things forward really quickly, and that's your role as a D. As an I, you're going to be good with people, you're going to be influential, you're going to want to talk to people all the time, and that's your role. So you'd probably be good as a salesperson. S is for steadiness, and basically that's someone who always is going to get something complete. No matter how long it's going to take, they're going to end up getting it done. And C is compliance, basically meaning that you're organized, that you like to have things a certain way, and that's really what I am. So why I say you need a DISC test is that basically you're going to need to take this in order for it to tell you kind of what you are. With every single person, they're going to have a different DISC profile, and it's just depending on how you answer questions and what you prefer, and that's going to tell you at the end of the test what kind of DISC profile you actually have. Now there's very simple DISC profiles that you can find online. I'll provide a link down in the description that I took initially, and then I met my mentor and he gave me a full-blown DISC exam. It took me about 20 minutes. It was like $75, and I got my full 20-page report. I think it's like 40 pages to be honest, on my personality. It breaks it down just different behaviors, different habits, what I'm best at. Basically my results are I'm a heavy D and I'm a heavy C. My I and my S are very, very low, and my D and my C are very, very high. So just as an example, a D and C push things forward. I want an immediate result, and I'm very good at leading teams. And then the C is that I'm very organized. I like to have it a certain way, and that's how I like it to be done. Now the weaknesses of my DISC profile is that I'm not really good, or I don't enjoy being around people as much. I'm more introverted, but I am a salesperson, and that's what I do every single day. So I actually adapt my personality to come out of my shell more and want to engage with people in order to kind of fulfill my role as a leader. And then the S is steadiness, always getting something done, and I do have some of that, but it's not a very heavy big dose of it, and I do adapt in business to make sure that thing is fulfilled. So overall, taking a DISC test is going to be very crucial to your success and knowing exactly what kind of leader you are. And you want every single person in your organization, especially coming in, to take the DISC test so you can know where they go on. So just think of like a school bus, like you're trying to fill every single seat. Every single seat is going to have a different responsibility, and some people are not going to be good at things, some people are going to be great at things, and you want to put people in the right place on what they're good at and what they're great at, rather than put them in a place where they're not so good or they're terrible at that thing. And that's what the DISC test is going to help you do. It's going to help you choose out what they're great at and put them in those roles in your business. So I would say overall the first trait is definitely going to be taking the DISC test and just knowing what kind of leader you are. That's going to be a very crucial leadership trait that you should have. So number 2 is going to be knowing your business in and out, and that's knowing the numbers, knowing exactly what kind of activities you need to be doing every single day to make the most money, put people in the right roles, and basically make the most money by putting them in activities that are going to make the company money. If you ever watch Shark Tank, the show, they always ask, do you know your numbers? And you do need to know your numbers, because if you don't, you're not going to have really good sense of what needs to go on in your company to make it profitable. So I'd say that's a very big thing that you need to know, is knowing your numbers, and every single business owner needs to know them. Number 3 is going to be delegation. Delegation is basically when you're taking something and you're giving it to someone else with basically 80% of the capacity of what you could do. Let's say you can do something very, very well and you like it, but it's very time consuming, it's sucking up all your time. You could be paying someone $10 an hour, $15 an hour to do it for you and basically teach them. You might say in your head, oh, well, I'm the only one that can do this. You need to really look at it and say, am I really the only person that can do this? Or can I pay someone to go do it for me and pay them, a less amount, so I'm not wasting all my time on that particular object? So a real life example for me has been inserting stuff in spreadsheets. It's literally taking me hours and hours and days, really, maybe even a week to do this whole entire spreadsheet. I could be looking at that and taking that and giving that to someone else and hiring someone else. And I've done that. I've actually hired 3 different people to help me out with different things like finding phone numbers, inserting parcels into a spreadsheet, or real estate, you know, it just depends on what it is and definitely will apply to you in your business. Number 4 is gonna be humility. Humility is basically not being braggadocious about what you've done. No one really cares what you've done, to be honest with you. I mean, there's people that will be a suck up, a kiss ass, really someone that just always is complimenting you because maybe they're an employee of yours. They're always trying to compliment you. You always wanna be humble. You wanna always be learning about new things. You wanna drop your ego, leave it at the door, and be a leader. That's part of being a leader. And you wanna listen to what your people are telling you. What are they good at? You need to look at what people wanna do and how to make them happy. Big thing with humility is always dropping your ego at the door and wanting to learn from people that are better than you. There's always someone really better than you unless you're really the best in the world, but that's extremely rare, obviously. So you need to just go to someone that knows more than you and learn from them. Stop thinking you know it all. I mean, most people think they know a lot, but there's always a lot more that they could be learning. Number 5 is gonna be working on things that only you can do. You wanna make sure that you're focusing on things that you can only do, like financials, different things like that, or just major activities that apply to the business, or maybe just everyday business, but you need to be working on things like that and delegate really everything else that's busy work. I mean, you can take some time and do some busy work every once in a while, like during these slow times in the coronavirus. You wanna focus on things you can only do because otherwise you can delegate it and give it to someone else. Number 6 is gonna be setting goals, staying on top of it with your team and making sure they're getting achieved every single time you're setting them by the deadline. So when you set a goal, you wanna set a deadline. You always wanna make sure that they're getting done. You wanna make sure your team is on top of it and everyone has responsibilities within the organization. That's part of being a leader. So this is when delegation comes into practice, when you're delegating different activities, different things to get to your goals for the whole company and to make sure that everyone has responsibilities. So what I do with my organization, I try to have a meeting every single week in order to stay on top of items that are going on in my company and to make sure that things are getting pushed forward. As a leader, people are looking at you, expecting responsibility and looking for things to do, and you need to set things and put things into action for people. Number 7 is gonna be putting things into action, making sure that you're talking about stuff, but you're actually doing it yourself and you're putting it into action, doing the things that you say you will, and making sure that you're putting it into practice. As a leader, people are expecting you to do what you say you want them to do. If it's something that you want to put into practice, you need to show them that you're serious about it. Number 8 is gonna be carrying yourself like a leader. You wanna walk into a room and have an attitude about yourself, but also not be egotistical about yourself. You wanna carry yourself like a leader. That doesn't mean that you have to be very egotistical to yourself and basically push off people. You need to stand up and be basically just a leader. You need to show people that you're serious, that you have a reputation, that you're gonna push things forward and you can lead a pack. Also, another good thing to show them is that you're gonna work with them, that you wanna work with them and put forward what they wanna do. You wanna be there to care for what they wanna do and listen to them every single time. Number 9 is gonna be self-development. What I mean by that is not just reading books and doing all that kind of stuff. That's all great, but you also wanna be knowing what's going on in your industry. You wanna be reading the newspapers and making sure that you're staying on top of what's going on in the industry and becoming the expert at what's going on around you. With real estate, it's knowing everything that's going around in the whole field, in the whole entire area. That's what I wanna control. I wanna know the knowledge of what everyone's doing. I wanna have a good sense of what's going on in the community. And also, I wanna study leaders that have gone before me, that have done great things. Someone like Sam Zell, he's a very big, influential guy in the real estate space. That's someone I wanna study, someone I wanna pay attention to and look at what he's done and try to replicate what he's done, but also add upon that and see what else I could add personally to it using my strengths. So finally, number 10 is gonna be building up strong leaders and having strong partners in your business. So eventually, after a while, since you're becoming a leader, you're gonna wanna start building other leaders in your business to lead teams. I don't know what kind of business that you're in, but you probably wanna start focusing on building leaders so that eventually you can kind of step away and let the leaders lead their packs and let them do their own thing while you sit back and collect what you're doing. But also as a leader, you always wanna overlook kind of what each leader's doing that you're building, making sure they're doing the right things. The other part of this is having strong partners outside of your business. So that can mean different companies having a strong partnership with another company that's very similar to yours, or maybe they have different things that can add to your business in a different way, and you can add things to their business in a different way as well. So that's gonna wrap it up. Thanks for watching. I always do appreciate seeing you guys back on the videos. If you like my advice, hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, and comment down below what leadership traits that have worked for you guys in your own businesses. I'll see you guys next time. See ya.